Alright, so I'm going to teach you how to match your gauge with the double-stranded yarn for the Tanner hat. So you just want to make a slip knot with both strands of yarn, and then you're going to go ahead and chain a chain a little over 2 inches long. So go ahead and do that. Alright, so I know that that's about 2 inches long. You kind of want to do it around 3. I'm going to go ahead and measure this to see. Let me get my ruler here. So starting at the beginning and working to my hook, that's about 3 inches long, which is exactly what we need. Alright, so now I'm going to work in the second chain from the hook. This is considered your last chain or your first chain from the hook. This is considered your second chain from the hook. So you're going to work in this one and not this one. This one right here. So grab your yarn over, insert your hook into the second chain, pull it through all your loops on the hook, working a half double crochet. And now you're going to work in every chain across till you reach your knot or your slip stitch on the other end. I'm going to go ahead and work there. While I do it, you can go ahead and do it as well. Probably should have gotten a manicure before I took this video of my fingernails, huh? Some of the teenagers painted my fingernails orange. Alright, now when you have reached the other end, you want to chain one, and turn your work. Just bring your other end over to your left side, or if you're left-handed, to your right side. Work one half double crochet in that first stitch. This is not a stitch, that is your chain one. You work in your first stitch, not your chain, your stitch. So you yarn over and go in your first stitch, and then do that all the way across until you get to the other side. Oh, I must have done something silly there. Let's go back a little bit. Oh, I lost a loop. If you do that, just pull it back out and go back. It's good when I make mistakes so you can see how to fix them if you make the same mistake. So all you have to do is just pull out the stitches and go back. So now that I've worked in all the stitches across, I'm going to chain one and do that one more time till I get to the other side. This will make a total of 3 rows. You can do more if you want, but 3 rows will give you your ideal gauge. You don't really want to measure on your first or second row because those are more foundation rows where your third one becomes more of a repetitive. That's what your gauge is pretty much going to be throughout the hat. Alright, so now that you have gotten to the other side, I'm just going to pull my loop here big so that way I can take my hook out and not ruin anything. You're going to see how many stitches you have in 2 inches. So grab your ruler and place it just up above, right next to a stitch. Oops, I have it on the wrong side. Forgive me about that. Alright, there you go. Now I got it on the right side. So you're going to stick it right there on your stitch and measure across. Alright. What I like to do is I like to just kind of pinch it right at the 2 and right at the 0, and then count how many stitches you have in there. Let me move this back a little bit. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches in my 2 inches. If you have more or less, you want to adjust your hook. So for instance, let's say you have 6 stitches to your 2 inches, meaning you want to make your stitches bigger, so that way you get less stitches in 2 inches, meaning you need to go up a hook size. Or if you have 4 stitches to 2 inches, that means you want to make your stitches smaller, so that way you can get 5 stitches to 2 inches, meaning you need to go down a hook size. So that is how you're going to check your gauge. And if you're not right the first time, it's okay. Go ahead and just repeat it. Just keep doing this until you get the right gauge. This is very important. If your gauge does not match, then your hat will not be the right size. You may be doing the right size on paper, but if your hook is not the right size, then you will not be doing the right size hat. So if you have any questions, feel free to just let me know. I'll help you any way I can. Thank you. Have a good day.